Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here today looking at Cahoots, a game by Ken Gruhl and GameRight for 2 to 4 players that plays in about 15 or 20 minutes for ages 10 and up. And the funny thing to mention about Cahoots is that it is not the only game with that name on the market in 2018. It's actually a trick-taking game published by Mayday Games by Jay Treat that perhaps I'll cover at another time. But for now, I'm talking about the GameRight version of Cahoots, which is a cooperative card game, which does have a trademark on the package, and perhaps that's something publishers need to pay attention to. In this ever-proliferating market with number of titles expanding, you do not want to be in cahoots with anyone else. You want to take the title for yourself and make sure that it's associated only with your own game. Oh, something to keep in mind. But how does this game work? Here are the components in Cahoots. We have 2 decks of cards, one a gold deck, which we'll get to in a moment. You have another deck with cards numbered 1 to 7 in 4 colors with 2 copies of each specific card in the deck. You shuffle the deck, you deal 4 cards to each player, you have a row of 4 cards laid out face up, upon which people will be playing during the course of the game. You have a deck of cards for the goals, you shuffle those, and you lay out a certain number of goals based on the number of players in the game and the level of difficulty that you want for this game. So for a beginning game with 2 players, we make a deck of 15 goals, shuffle those goals, put aside all the rest of them, and we reveal 4 face up in the center of the table. Lay the deck out, and now we're going to take turns playing. We are trying to satisfy a goal, and as soon as you satisfy any one goal or multiple goals on a turn, then you throw them away and you reveal a new card. Now, the challenge is that you have to play a card from your hand. You keep your hand secret. You cannot reveal the numbers or the colors of cards in your hand. But on a turn, you choose one of the cards and you play it on top of a card out here that has a matching number or color. So all cards are purple or orange. We only have 1 purple. I can't do that. Orange half as much as pink. If I could play a 5 pink there, that'd be perfect, because then we would have 10 pink and 5 orange, but that is not legal. So let's not do that. Sum of all cards is 20. Not really close to that. Actually, wait a minute. There we go. Add up to 20. This goes away. Turn up a new goal. I add a new card to my hand. Now the next player goes with their 4 cards, and they play something out here. All cards orange or purple. That can't really do that. Alternating piles green, all odd. I can work towards all odd. I can't reveal what else I have in my hand, but I can suggest through my play what I'm trying to do. And the other player may suggest as well by doing something that shows they can't help it. I could do this. And draw again. Next player goes orange half as much as pink. There we go. 4 to 8. Orange is half as much as pink. Sometimes you have the cards that work perfectly for the goals that come up, and you just knock down the goals one after another as they show up. Looking at my hand, clearly I'm going to have sum of green cards as 7. Satisfy that. Flip up a new goal. 2 adjacent are purple. Hey, satisfied immediately without me having to do anything. Now we continue. Then at other times, you're just going to have a hand that does nothing for you. We need 3 pink piles. I have no pink in my hand. We need alternating green. I have no more green in my hand. I'm just doing nothing, then passing time, playing cards out. While you can't reveal the colors and numbers of the cards in your hand, you can say things like, don't play on that pile, or let's work on this goal, or I've got something for this, or if you can play here, it'd be great. And then I can play over here. You do those little fuzzy things that some players in particular really can't stand, and other people just go with it because they understand. You want the challenge of working together without being free to say whatever you want. There's an overview of Cahoots, which I've played 6 times now, and a review copy from designer Ken Gruhl, with 2, 3, and 4 players. And the games have ranged widely in terms of the experiences, in terms of solving it on a normal level with only half the number cards needed, to failing beginner level, just with failure after failure, round after round, where you are unable to make any progress towards anything. If you have multiple goals that say you need orange cards, half of pink, or 3 orange piles, or alternating orange piles, and you have no orange cards in your hand, then you make no progression towards those goals, and there's no way to filter out goals and then bring in new ones and sort of cycle through them to get the ones you want. If this were a more gamery game, you might have something like that, where you discard your entire hand out of the game in order to turn up new cards and blah, 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 and you can make up all those house rules that you want. But as a game-right design, that's kind of what they're going for with this wide range of experience, where one game is going to be super easy, the other is hard, and the rules themselves are very straightforward. Play a card that matches color or number. Did you satisfy a goal? If yes, cool, get a new goal. If not, and keep going. Very simple, very straightforward. And I played with experienced gamers who were like, there's not much to this, and it's highly random in terms of what happens. And they seemed like to turn their nose up at this. And then I played with more casual people who don't play a ton of experienced games, and they had a lot of fun. So that means this is a game-right title. This works perfectly for that audience, where you're not expecting big strategic moments, but it's more a game you play while you have tea and cookies, and you're just hanging out, and you're goofing around and having some fun, trying to satisfy things. And hopefully it all works out for you. If not, well, okay, then you shuffle up and you try again. Best addition to the game, the thing I love most, not in the rules, but every time you satisfy a goal, you must yell, Cahoots! Because why not?